Last Thursday, Ian Freeman from Free Talk Live was arrested in Palmer, Massachusetts for filming inside the Palmer Town Hall.
Freeman, who is also running for state rep in Keene, was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct.
He was in Palmer to show support for his friend, Jay Noon, who had his house stolen by town officials.
The house was being auctioned off in what was supposed to be a public auction. However, only people who brought a $5,000 bank check or money order were allowed to attend. The rest of the public, including the media, was barred.
Here is the video of the events leading to Ian's arrest.
Thank you. You're welcome. Usually it's down here on the left.
I'm actually here on the left.
How's it going?
Good, yourself?
Good. Hey, have you seen this yet?
I see you do it day only time. It says other wife's last week or something in your pond job.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I do it up. The wife's kicking butt now.
Hi, sir. Are you here for the
Where's the auction
He
at?
works for this link. He works
Oh,
for town.
Hey, where's the auction?
Signature on it.
Excuse
The
me.
auction's gonna be right here.
Denise?
Right in here? Yes. Okay, great.
But you cannot video.
Actually,
Alrighty?
I can.
Not in here, you can't, sir.
I did last time, and I will do it again this time because it's freedom of
Just wanted to let you know right
it's
now,
freedom
sir.
of the press.
There's signs.
Just because you
posted
post a sign
on
doesn't mean
everything.
you get to eliminate the freedom of the press. And are you familiar with the Glick decision?
Sir, I am just
I'm
telling
asking
you
you a
right
question,
now. I'm telling you right
officer.
now. There is no videoing.
What's your name, by the
in-
way?
Officer Tenzar. There's no
Officer
videoing
Tenzar?
in this town hall.
Now, have you heard of the
Are
Glick
you
decision?
refusing to shut off the video
Have
camera?
you heard of the Glick
Are
decision?
you refusing to shut
I
off
am
the
not
video
refusing
camera?
to shut off the video camera.
shut it off right
I'm
now,
asking
please.
you, have you heard of the Glick decision?
Sir, are you
You
refusing?
might want to know about this before you before you arrest me. You might want to know about the Glick
Come with me,
decision,
sir.
which says that every public employee is supposed to be subject to being recorded when they're on duties. This was a major court case. This is a major court case out of this particular. This is ridiculous, man. You were here last time when I was recording.
Sir, let me in, please.
Come on, man. This is ridiculous. What are you guys doing? This is freedom of the press. This is a public place. This man is assaulting me because I have a video device? What is going on here?
Making it right here.
Now, Daryl, you were actually there. You witnessed the arrest. What is your opinion on this matter?
Well, basically, the cops used their catch-all of disorderly conduct, which whenever the cops want to charge someone with some kind of an offense and they can't quite actually find a legitimate crime, they just say disorderly conduct. You didn't do what I told you to fast enough. Disorderly conduct. And I believe the police report stated that Ian raised his voice, was causing a disturbance, and interfered with the registration process for this supposedly public auction. Well, there's 3 things that are wrong with that. First, the registration process was taking place in a different room. It wasn't taking place in the hallway. Ian only raised his voice after he was basically under arrest. He hadn't been told he was under arrest yet, but you just saw the video. You can see he's already being escorted down the hallway before he actually raises his voice at all. And the ones that were causing the disturbance were the police officers.
Yeah, that's true. I've actually seen the video. I think last year, Mr. Freeman, Ian, he recorded another tax sale.
He recorded not only inside the building, but he actually recorded the tax sale that was open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
I was there, and after he was arrested, I stood outside the police station area of the town hall trying to find out what was going on. Was he going to be released on bail? Was he going to be held in jail overnight? Give me some kind of idea what's going on here. That way I know whether I have to stay in Palmer to wait on my friend to be released or, drive back to Keene. And after maybe 5 minutes, I was told that I couldn't stand in that area, that I had to go outside. So I walked back down the hallway to roughly the area where Ian was arrested, and another officer said, "You have to go outside. Can't go into the auction." "Nope, it's closed, only registered bidders." I had my press badge on me, so I pulled it out, showed it to him, said, "You're kicking out press, like media can't go in." "Nope." "So you're admitting to violating freedom of the press?" To which he agreed, yes. Unfortunately, there's no video of that because the batteries in my camera had died, and even if they hadn't been dead, I would not have risked getting myself arrested, especially since I had the keys to the car. So that would not have been good had 2 people got arrested for basically a violation of the freedom of press under the catch-all of disorderly conduct.
Now, Ian was arrested, and the same day he was brought to court.
Yes, he had his arraignment that afternoon. Luckily, he was able to be arraigned that afternoon. Had he been arrested 30 minutes later, he would not have.
And what happened in the courtroom?
Well,
Recount for the audience here.
No one could take any cell phones or cameras into the court. They have signs everywhere. No cell phones allowed in the building, no cameras. So all cell phones and cameras had to be left in vehicles. So, there's obviously no video of that. However, the judge asked 2 questions that I thought was really strange. And I know they don't do it here in New Hampshire. They don't do it in Alabama or South Carolina, both places where I've had court. They asked how old he was and what his highest level of education was, which was really strange. And then because one of the disorderly conduct charges was a violation of the town ordinance, instead of do you plead guilty or not guilty, they asked, do you take responsibility? And Ian was like, I'm not really sure what that means. I don't generally take pleas. And they said, well, go talk to the prosecutor. He had a discussion with the prosecutor and went up before the judge and said, basically, I want this to go away. So if you can just give me a fine, but suspend the fine for good behavior. And the judge said, I don't know what that means. And then, after he explained, she was like, well, how will I know if you behave? And he was like, well, apparently in Massachusetts you have something called on file, so can you put it on file? And she didn't really accept that offer. She was like, for $50, this will go away. He said, can I donate that to charity? She said, this is not negotiation time, come back in December. So unfortunately, Ian has to go back to Palmer, Massachusetts in December and now faces a city violation and a misdemeanor, neither of which carry jail time. So apparently in Massachusetts, the first misdemeanor does not carry jail time. It's only a fine. But that could potentially hurt him because he still has some time here in New Hampshire hanging over his head for good behavior.
Now, Ian, as he was interacting with the officers, he repeatedly mentioned the Glick decision.
Yes.
Would you explain that to the audience?
Well, Simon Glick is a lawyer from Massachusetts who was charged with wiretapping for filming court proceedings. And the Glick decision is a decision that came down from the First Circuit Court that states that public officials, while on duty, have no expectation of privacy during the commission of their duties. So, just because they're on the clock, if it's their lunch break, then, yeah, they have some expectation of privacy while they're eating lunch. But if they're on the clock performing what's supposed to be their job, they have no expectation of privacy. And that is one reason that I believe that they did not charge Ian with wiretapping, is because they know that the wiretapping would fail. And the signs that you saw in the video that said posted no filming at town hall were made up and posted the same day, because according to the police report, the arresting officer said that they had reason to believe that protesters were coming to try to stop the event. And there's an article written by a reporter from the Springfield Republican, which is a newspaper from Springfield, Massachusetts. And she actually called the Massachusetts affiliate of the ACLU. And I believe it was the director of the ACLU in Massachusetts said, just because you think that something will happen is not a legitimate reason to prevent free speech or free press. So I am very, very confident that these charges will be dropped once Ian does go down for court in December.
Yeah, what was the court date again?
December 10th.
Okay.